Yo, what's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Triple B's is back in the Haunted Basement Studio once again. And welcome and thank you for joining me today. And in this episode, we're talking Scream 4 because we are on the road to Scream 6, baby. I just did 1, I did 2, I did 3, and now is 4 good? You'll have to stay tuned to find out in this hardcore spoiler movie review. Sydney. Hello? Hello? Yes? Who is this? Who you calling? Who am I speaking to? Wrong number. Click. Hang up. Hey, who was that? Was this the wrong number? Did you pick out a movie? Yes, we're gonna watch Saw 4. Oh, that sucked. I saw that in the theaters. It's not scary. It was gross. I hate that torture porn shit. Oh, how do you really feel? I like Jigsaw. I like how he kills very creatively. But you don't give a shit who dies. Because there's no character development. There's just body parts ripping, blood, soothing, blah. Who you keep on texting? Facebook stalker. He keeps on leaving me messages. Yeah? Like what? Just stuff. Like, hey, what's up? You're hot. I want to kill you. Well, why don't you just delete him? I did, but he hacked his way back in. So report him. I really should, but he's really hot. You want to see? Oh man, that's this Channing Tatum. It is? Yeah, back in his Abercrombie days. You're being punked. The phone rings. Hello? Who is this? The more impatient version of the person you just spoke to. Well, you don't have to be a little bitch about it. Of course I don't. Eat me. You hang up on me and I'll cut through your neck until I feel the bone. Hey, who is it? It's for you. Hello? Who is this? It's Trudy. Who's this? The last person you're ever gonna see alive. She hangs up the phone. It's a prank. Why did you hand the phone to me? You're the one with the stalker. Are the doors locked? Are the doors locked? Hey man, don't freak out. It's okay. The phone rings. Just let it ring. The cell phone buzzes. Bzzz. It's from Stalker Boy. He says answer the phone. For God's sake, Judy, it's probably a joke. I'm sure it's just Lexi or Karen. Where are you going? To make sure the door is locked. And she walks over to the front door and the doorbell rings and they get scared. Don't open it. Don't open it. Man, you're overreacting. It's a joke, Trudy, okay? Somebody just made a fake profile and they're trying to scare you. Who is it? I said, who is it? Let's go. Come on, let's just call the cops. The cell phone buzzes. I dare you to answer the door. No, Sherry, don't. I'm scared. Hey, it could be anyone we know. Lisa, Bailey, Wayne, hopefully in the long shot, Channing Tatum. And as she slowly opens up the door, she opens it up and nobody's there. And she walks outside. Hey, there's nobody here. The cell phone buzzes. What's it say? I'm not outside. I'm right beside you. And then Ghostface appears and stabs Trudy right in the chest. And then Sherry turns around, and as she runs out the front door, another Ghostface appears and slices her throat. Cut opening scene. Stab 6! You're fucking kidding me, right? What? That was fucking stupid. Pure horse shit. The death of horror movies right in front of us. I jumped. I got scared. A fucking Facebook killer? You're kidding me, right? I guess now it would be Twitter. That makes more sense. A bunch of articulate teens sit around deconstructing horror movies until Ghostface kills them one by one. Man, they've done this to death. This fucking whole self-awareness, post-mortem mega bullshit. Stick a fork in 1996 already. I like the stab movies. They're scarier. They don't have aliens, zombies, or little Asian ghost girls. There's something real about a guy with a knife who just snaps. It could really happen. I can't do it. These sequels don't know when to stop. They just keep recycling the same old shit over and over, even the opening scene. There's always some random girl who gets a call that ultimately ends up getting her killed. It's so predictable, no element of surprise. You can see everything coming. And then all of a sudden, boom! Sarah Marshall stabs Sookie right in the gut. Did you see that surprise coming? Why? You talk too much. Stabs her again. Now shut the fuck up and let's watch a movie. Stab 7! Oh my god, I love it. I've seen it 5 times. It gets me every time. You're kidding me. I don't get it. Okay, it's like the Twilight Zone. It's a movie within a movie. Yeah, I get that, but it's illogical. It begs to ask the question, the beginning of Stab 7 is Stab 6, and the beginning of Stab 6 is Stab 5, so what is Stab 4 all about? You're overthinking it. Am I? Or did the people who made it just underthink it? There's a reason why I don't watch these movies. I can't believe you haven't watched it. You live in Woodsboro. That has nothing to do with Woodsboro. I thought you said that the Stab movies were based on true stories. The first 3 were. The original trilogy were based off of Sidney Prescott, but she threatened to sue them if they used her story. So they just started making stuff up. Stab 5 has time travel in it, and it's the worst by far. Don't we hear enough about this every year? Well, at least Woodsboro is known for something. Don't. What was that? No, I didn't hear anything. Jeannie, don't try to scare me. I'm not trying to scare you. You do it all the time. No, I don't. Where are you going? I told you, I heard something. I know you're trying to scare me. I'm not. Jeannie goes upstairs. What is it? Oh, I must have left the window open. The phone rings. Could you get that, Maureen? Yeah. Hello. Who is this? Who's this? The last person you're ever going to see alive. What? Jenny starts laughing. I'm sorry. I had to do it. You bitch, not so funny. Somebody falls for it every year. I don't know why you get off on this. Choking sound. Maureen, the phone goes dead. Jeannie goes downstairs calling out for Maureen. She sees the phone on the ground. Good one, Maureen. The lights out. Phone's on the floor. You know, you should really direct horror films. Wherever you are, let me guess. You want me to walk by this open door frame so you can jump out, huh? Phone rings. Oh, timing. Timing's perfect. You don't have the app on your phone. You can't talk like Ghostface. Yes, I can. Who is this? Not an app. Is this Trevor? Do I sound like a Trevor to you? Think of me as your director. You're in my movie. And you got a fun part, so don't blow it. What movie? The same one Maureen's in. But only her part got cut back. But you're the dumb blonde with the big tits. We're gonna have some fun with you before you die. I have a 4.0 GPA and 135 IQ, asshole. What the fuck did you do with Marnie? She's on the cutting room floor. That's not funny. This isn't a comedy. This is a horror film. And people live and people die. You better start running. Marty now gets thrown through the glass door, and fucking Ginny gets fucking all scared, and so she goes and running. She goes to the front door, and she tries to open the door, but the fucking chain stops it from opening it. And then she turns around, and Ghostface stabs the door and just misses her. And she goes running up the stairs, and she gets up the stairs, and she doesn't know where to hide, but there's this little dark fucking spot behind in the hallway. She hides right there. It was really all dark. Ghostface goes up there. He can't see her. She fucking goes in the door where it goes downstairs. But then Ghostface opens the door, and then all of a sudden he fucking throws her down and stabs her in the back. And she's crawling down these stairs. She makes it to the garage entrance. The garage door is open. She goes and tries to crawl out. The garage door shuts because Ghostface pushes the button. And he pulls her back in, and he fucking goes up with the knife right here, and he fucking stabs her. Fucking scream for cut credits. If there's something is right, something is worth the die for. And now hold on to your seats because things are about to get intense with Sidney's cousin, Jill Roberts, who is struggling with her ex-boyfriend's infidelity, Trevor. To make matters worse, she and her friend Olivia Morris start receiving threatening phone calls from the infamous Ghostface. But this is just the beginning. And after the phone calls keep coming, Jill and Olivia team up with their friend Kirby Reed, and they try to uncover the identity of their stalker. But now Dewey Riley is now the sheriff of Woodsboro. He starts questioning the girls about the calls. Things start to spiral out of control. Meanwhile, Gail Weathers, Dewey's wife, is struggling with writer's block, so she decides to investigate the murders against her husband's wishes. She is determined to get down to the bottom of this, with no matter the cost. As the tension rises and the body count begins to climb, Sidney comes to stay with Jill and her mother, which is Sidney's aunt. Alright, man, to set up the scene, we got Kirby and Jill in her room upstairs. And then the neighbor house, you got Olivia, and she's upstairs in her room. And they can see each other from the window. And then the phone rings, and Kirby answers it. And she says, "It's Trevor." She's like, "What do you want?" "I want to talk to Jill." Oh no, Kirby. Sorry. Trevor, Jill is screening her calls from her past relationships. And Olivia's on the phone with Jill. What's going on over there? Hold on. What's he saying? "I'm not Trevor." What? I can barely hear you, Trevor. "This isn't Trevor." All right, well, then why do you have his phone? Whoever this is, he's trying to be Ghostface. He's being really weird. "I want to talk to Jill." "Well, she doesn't want to talk to you." "Come on, Mr. Ghostface. Whisper to me. Aren't you supposed to ask me a question?" "All right. How's the movie?" "What movie?" "Shaun of the Dead." "How did you know that?" "Because I'm standing in the closet." "Stop it, you're not." Jill says, "What's going on?" "Trevor's being weird. If it is him." I don't know. Olivia's like, "What?" "This isn't fucking Trevor." "Well, then who the fuck is it?" "Open the closet door." You know there's cops just right outside. "I think I just have enough time to slice somebody open." Olivia next door. "What's going on over there, guys?" "Sorry, I don't know," Kirby says. "Shh. Come on, do it." There's no way that you're in there. See for yourself. Jill's like, hey, come on, talk to me. This isn't funny. Kirby walks over to the closet door and she opens it up and there's nobody there. Liar! I'm out of here. I never said I was in your closet. And Ghostface busts through the fucking closet door and attacks Olivia. And fucking Kirby and Jill get to watch through the window, through the other window. And Olivia gets stabbed right through the hand. And then Ghostface fucking throws her against the fucking wall. And then Sidney hears all this commotion. And she runs into the room where Jill and Kirby is. And she looks out the window and she sees what's going on to Olivia. And she fucking ends up running to Olivia's house to try to help her. Meanwhile, fucking Ghostface fucking throws Olivia right down on the fucking bed. Blood's going everywhere. He fucking stabs her fucking right in the gut. And then fucking the girls are seeing this shit. And then he's fucking stabbing her over and over again. There's blood everywhere. Sydney's trying to bust in the house. She does get in. Fucking Ghostface grabs Olivia and busts her through the window. And so that Jill and fucking Kirby see her and blood's going everywhere. The shock and the horror of the moment leave the girls frozen. And if that wasn't enough, Ghostface turns his attention onto Sydney, and as they fight one on one, it seems that Ghostface gets the upper hand, but Sydney kicks him right in the fucking face, and then the deputies show up, fucking Judy Hicks and Anthony Perkins with Haas, and then they show where Ghostface is, but he has fled into the night. With the killer still on the loose and the tensions at an all-time high, and nobody knows who to trust. And who is Ghostface's next victim gonna be? And will they be able to stop him before it's too late? Buckle up, because this is one thrill ride you won't forget. And now things are about to get even more intense. At the hospital, tensions reach an all-time high when Sydney confronts Rebecca about her twisted desire to explore the recent murders in her upcoming book. After a heated argument, Sydney fires Rebecca on the spot, but things take a deadly turn when Rebecca is brutally attacked by Ghostface in the deserted parking garage, leaving everyone stunned on the edge. Who is the killer still on the loose? And more victims falling prey to his sinister plans. And so now Gail fucking tries to enlist Robbie and fucking Charlie, that are film fanatics from the high school, to help her. Well, it's a stab fanatic, clearly, because they're working more or less on a prequel. It's more like a stab make, because today all we get is remakes. I mean, there are still rules, but the rules have changed. The unexpected is a new cliche, and the modern audience gets suave by the rules of the original. So, the reversal becomes the new standard. In the fact, the surefire way to survive a horror movie today is you pretty much have to be gay. Why are you so sure that the killer is working on the rules of a horror remake? Two kids killed when their parents aren't there. The hot girl at school gets brutally murdered where her body is unrecognized. And we all know where it goes from there. Party. Guaranteed third act, main cast, bloodbath. Hey, do you know where a party is? Well, there's Stabathon. What's where we play every 7 movies back to back. We do it every year. And that's tonight. There's a killer out there patterning his murders after the original movie. I know. It's pretty wild. So anyway, where's this party at? It's kind of like an invite only. Hey, we're working together. Well, how about that Q&A? Fuck you. That was awesome. As the night wears in, Ghostface attempts to kill Gail because Gail made it to Stabathon, and she's setting up all these cameras, and she says she still has it. As she looks at her camera feed from her vehicle, Ghostface is slowly turning her cameras off and moving it down so she can't see. She's like, fuck, I need to go back inside. And as she goes back inside, Ghostface makes his move and he attacks Gail, leaving her badly wounded. But the killer's rampage doesn't stop there because Haas and Perkins are also assaulted at Jill's house and killed. One in the back and one right in the fucking forehead. And they're brutally killed. Time is running out, and Sidney realizes the only way to catch Ghostface is to meet him head on. The phone rings. You're a survivor, aren't you, Sidney? Your one and only skill. You survived. I have one question for you. What good is it to be a survivor in this little drama if everyone close to you is dead? Who are you? Turn the TV on to channel 6. Who the fuck are you? Turn it on. Watch the teaser. There's been an attack on wife of Woodsboro Sheriff, Gail Riley, aka Gail Weathers. Glad you came home, Sidney. Has it been worth it yet? Why are you doing this? Friends count, but it's the family ties that cut deep. Am I right? What do you mean? The ones you care about the most. And what's closer than family? The bond of blood. You don't. You can't save them all. All you can do is watch. And now Sidney and Kate are attacked by Ghostface at Jill's house. And Kate is killed by Ghostface. He stabs her through the mailbox door, right through the fucking front door, and she dies. All hell breaks loose, leading to a shocking and heart-stopping final that will leave you gasping for your breath. Alright, so now we're at the after party. We're at Kirby's house where we got Jill, Robbie, and Charlie. And then Trevor shows up because he said he was invited. That Jill texts him and she's like, I didn't fucking text you. Where's my phone? And then she goes upstairs to look for her phone. Trevor chases after her. And then Robbie walks outside. And then it's just Kirby and Charlie. And she's like, hey, Charlie, I'm sorry. I know that you're into the movie, but now would be a really good time to make a move. Couldn't you make a move? I just did. And actually, you're pretty cute, especially when I'm drunk, lonely, and scared. Trevor walks in. Hey guys, did you see Jill? Because I didn't see her outside. Yes, Trevor, she's upstairs. Thank God that you're here to protect her. You can't even find her. Oh, dude, I love this part of the movie. Did I just interrupt something here? What the fuck? Kirby says, who invited you, Trevor? Well, clearly it wasn't you. Wow, I'm gonna be upstairs. Get the fuck out of my house. And so now that Robbie's outside and he's all drunk and he's like, hey, let's go check on the progress of Charlie and Kirby. And he walks to the front door, and when he opens it up, Ghostface appears and stabs him in the stomach. And he turns around to run, and then he stabs him in the back. And he falls on the ground, and he turns and he looks at Ghostface. He's like, no, wait, there's rules. He's like, I'm gay. If that helps. And Ghostface does his best Michael Myers look at him and then stabs him in the stomach. Charlie took off somewhere and Kirby realizes that she's all alone. She pauses the movie and then she walks towards the front door. Then all of a sudden Jill comes down the stairs and she's like, I found my phone. It was in your room, Kirby. There's no message from Trevor. He's such a liar. Anyways, where is he? What do you mean, where is he? He went upstairs looking for you. Well, he's not upstairs. Well, where the hell is Robbie? Where's Charlie at? And then they run to the front door and they open it, and all of a sudden Sydney's there. And Sydney sees Jill. She's like, Jill, come with me, come with me. We gotta go. And she's like, oh, okay. And they turn around, and Robbie shows up, and he's all bloody, and he says, run, and he falls and dies. And they look up, and Ghostface is right there, and he runs after him. So they turn back around, they run into the house, and they try to shut the door on Ghostface, but they can't. He gets in, so they run all the way upstairs, and they get into Jill's room. And Sydney's like, "Hey, get under the bed," and Jill gets under the bed, and fucking she climbs out the window, and it's 2 stories high. And fucking she's like, "Jill, run, run, get away!" To deceive Ghostface, and then she climbs out the window, and Ghostface follows her, and they're on the roof. And then while she's on the roof, she calls Dewey. She's like, Dewey, get here. We're at Kirby's house. Ghostface is here. And Ghostface ends up catching up to her and knocks her off of the 2 story balcony. And she falls, but she lands in some grass, and she seems to be okay. Sydney now runs back inside where she meets up with Kirby, and Kirby says, it's just me, I'm all alone. I tried to call 911, but somebody must have cut the lines because it's not working. And so she's like, where's Jill? Jill's safe. And so, hey, come on, let's go downstairs. I got a safe room down here where we can lock ourselves in. They get there, and then they see Charlie outside of the safe room at the window, and he's banging. He's got blood on his hand. He's like, come on, please, let me in, let me in. There's somebody else out here with me. And Kirby's like, gonna let him in. But Sydney's like, do you trust him? Do you trust him? Don't let him in unless you 100% trust him. And she's like, I'm sorry, Charlie, I can't. And all of a sudden, Ghostface appears, and then the lights turn out. And then they come back on, and it's just like Steve from the original, where now Charlie's tied up, and he's got his hands back behind him, and he looks all bloody. The phone rings, and Kirby answers it. Tell Sydney heads are gonna roll tonight. Tell Sydney it's because of her. Or maybe she wants to take his place. I promise I'll be quick. It's him. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna get Jill. I want to make sure that she's safe. Let him go. I hear you like horror movies, Kirby. But do you like them as much as him? Forget watching Stab. You get to live it. No. He's the expert, not me. Warm up question. Jason's weapon. It's a machete. There. You see? You know the genre. Michael Myers. A butcher knife. Leatherface. A chainsaw. Just ask Sydney if you need some help. Freddy Krueger. Razor hands. Name the slasher that started the genre. Was it Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Last House on the Left, or Psycho? Psycho. Wrong. None of the above. It was Peeping Tom, 1960, directed by Michael Powell. First movie to pull the audience into the killer's POV. No, wait, just ask me one more question. All right, Kirby, your last question. Name the remake of the groundbreaking horror movie in which the villain Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Dawn of the Dead, The Hills Have Eyes, Amityville Horror, The Last Hill on the Left, fucking Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, goddamn fucking Bloody Valentine, in which fuck When a Stranger Calls, Prom Night, Black Christmas, fucking Piranha. Is it any one of those? Fucking right. That's fucking right. I fucking won. Oh my God, Charlie, I'm so sorry. Come here. And she helps him out, and she gets him up off the chair, and he has a knife, and he stabs her right in the stomach. He says, this is making a move. After 4 years of classes together, you notice me now, you stupid bitch. It's too late. It doesn't happen that fast as it does in the movies. And he stabs Kirby again. And then he runs inside where he grabs Sydney. But then she gets away and she's running. But then another ghost face appears. and it reveals that it is Jill. Hello, Sidney. Surprise. And now Charlie and Jill, they grab Trevor and he's all duct taped up. And Jill looks at him and he's like, here's one right here who fucks you and doesn't make you famous. And she shoots him right in the fucking balls. And then she fucking shoots him right in the fucking head. Fucking going crazy. And Charlie's like, yeah, the last two teenagers survived. The media loves that. And he's like, looks at Jill. All right, baby. Fucking in the shoulder. Get it up, baby. Get it up. Right in the shoulder. Give it to me. Give it to me. And fucking she stabs him right in the heart. And he's like, not the heart. Not as we rehearsed it. And she pulls it out. No, the media loves a soul survivor. Sydney's like, those are your friends. I don't need friends. I need fans. Even my own mother had to die to stay true to the original. And so, Sid, you have to die because those are the rules. And she walks over to Sydney and stabs her and pulls the knife out. And she lays there dying. And as she does this, she goes ahead and like mutilates herself. She grabs the knife and fucking holds it up to her chest. And she runs it right into the wall and stabs her. And she's like, oh, fuck. And pulls it out and throws the knife down right next to Trevor because she's going to frame Trevor and Charlie for the whole fucking killing. She even goes as far as grabbing Trevor's dead hand and scratching her face and ripping her hair out and leaving it right next to the weapon, the knife, which she already cleaned her fingerprints off. And she throws herself through a glass table. As the cops show up, they take her to the hospital and she's the sole survivor. And they're like, oh, Jill, Jill. And you can see her kind of like smiling. Dewey's talking with Jill, and Jill's like, oh, how's Gail doing? Maybe we could write a book together with our matching wounds because they both got stabbed in the shoulder. And then Dewey tells Jill, hey, Sydney just might make it. And Jill's like, what? And he's just like, can I see her? She's like, no, she's in ICU. Just hang tight. You get some rest. And then he leaves, and then he goes up to Gail, and he's like, Gail, yeah, she's doing okay. And she wants to, write a book, because you guys got the matching wounds. And Gail looks at him. How did she know that we have the same wounds? Oh, fuck. Jill makes her way down to Sydney's room, and where she fucking goes in and sees Sydney laying on the bed. She's like, why won't you die? What are you, Michael fucking Myers? And then she starts fucking choking Sydney. They end up on the ground wrestling with each other. Meanwhile, Dewey's running down the hallway, and as he gets there, Jill hides in the closet and grabs a bedpan and then fucking hits him over the head a bunch of times and knocks him out. And then she grabs his gun and she's pointing it at Sydney. And with her being driven by jealousy and desire of fame, Jill has orchestrated the entire killing spree. She betrayed her friends, killing them one by one, using them as pawns in her own twisted game of revenge. Sydney is knocked down on the ground. Jill grabs Dewey's gun as Gail and Judy fucking show up. But Jill fucking shoots Deputy Judy, and then she's holding a gun at Gail, and she's like, this one final question or one last word, and she says clear. And while she's talking to Gail, Sydney recovers and grabs the little buzzers for your heart and fucking zaps her in the head, and Jill falls down on the ground, and fucking, but she comes back one more time and they shoot her and kill her. And that is where Scream 4 ends. All right, man, so my final thoughts and ranking of Scream 4 is it was a damn good movie. They waited like a decade or so from Scream 3 to Scream 4, and they did a pretty damn good job on a remake and bringing in the old cast members. So I did enjoy it a lot. So my final ranking on this is I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Means damn good movie. Hell yeah. Glad I watched it. Fuck yeah, 8 out of 10. Scream 4. and get ready for Scream 6 tomorrow night, baby. So I have Scream 5 review earlier on my channel. So I'm gonna have that in the playlist of all the Scream movies. So go ahead and check that out if you like. Thank you again for joining me in the Haunted Basement Studio. And you motherfuckers, you keep it whore. Watch one of those. You'll like it. I promise. Sydney.